Welcome back, everyone. I know it's been a while, but this is going to be episode 8 of Conspirial. I'm your host, Addison Rose.
I'm Tequila.
Tequila. Cool. Good start. Obviously, you can see we got a new setup, new digs. I know it's been a while since we recorded, so we thought we would have a nice kind of symbolic nature since we were missing for so long. We were actually going to talk about.
That's fucked up.
How was I supposed to tie it in? It's been like a year since we recorded, so I was like, "Hey, we went missing for a while. Why not? Okay, so it's going to be missing cases. Some that aren't
missing cases or missing people.
Oh, I guess, missing case. One of the case. I mean, the cases themselves aren't missing; they're still
They
there.
might be.
But like it's cases that are about missing people, missing case. I don't know. Like you would say murder cases, but it's not like you actually took the case and killed it. That's how we're starting. Welcome back. So yeah, we got a couple of missing people cases that we're gonna talk about. Jesus, and my co-host Tequila says that hers is going to be a lot better than mine, so I guess I'm going to go first, hopefully end on a good one, and then after this we'll do our next episode of Alleged Confessions, and hopefully have a good time for everybody. Thank you for watching. Welcome back.
Like and subscribe.
We missed you. Yeah, the plugs come later, but that's fine.
No, this is me throwing shade at someone in the audience. You can laugh, it's alright.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll start off. My case was also very famously called the most famous missing person on YouTube. Now, he wasn't on YouTube, but his case got picked up there, and it became, and once I get into the story, you'll get it. I mean, it's absolutely bonkers, and I'm very excited to talk about it. So it's going to be the case of, and I'm gonna butcher this name because he's German and I don't have the right, to talk about
right
it. But his name is Lars Joachim Mittank or whatever. So I'm very sorry, but I'm just gonna call him Lars because I got that down. I can say Lars. So he was a 28-year-old German man who disappeared on July 8, 2014, in Bulgaria. So he's from Germany, went on a trip.
Kurva.
Zapraszam. And like I said, he got very popular and became known as the most famous missing person on YouTube. So a little bit of background on him. He was born on February 9th, 1986 in Berlin, Germany. He grew up in, gonna mess this up too, Itzho. Itzzehoe. Itzho. I don't know. He lived there, and he lived there for his entire life. Described as many people that go missing, described as a normal person, and he actually was described as a very sweet person because after his dad had a stroke, he would go home and take care of his parents, who were elderly and stuff like that. And so the disappearance itself. So he decided to go on I don't know if German people call it a holiday. I want to think the British people do. We went on holiday, right? I don't know. Happy Christmas. Yeah, that's Harry Potter influences everything that we love. So on June 30th, 2014, 28-year-old Lars, he went with 5 of his friends to Varna, Bulgaria, and went to stay a week there, right? So I know it's kind of hard for us Americans to compare, okay, he's from Germany, he's going to Bulgaria, 5-hour flight. Not really that far, right? That's us going to, California or New York, but he's going across multiple countries, right, for a 5-hour flight, right? So anyways, so they went and stayed at a seaside resort called the Golden Sands. Probably not in English. It's probably not what it was called. Whatever that is in Bulgarian? Zimbabwe. That's a callback. So they did the normal thing. They did the normal thing on the resort. They went clubbing, swam at the pool, at the beach. They played soccer. A friend of his named Tim Schult said that Lars didn't eat much, and he would only have a small bowl of soup or a small salad each time that they ate. Which, there's a reason I'm saying that, because that might come to play into his actions later on. So let's just keep that in mind. That's not just me saying like, yep. But he didn't eat a lot the whole time that he was there.
Same.
So the day they were supposed to go home, him and his friends went to a local bar in town, and they got into a disagreement with some other Germans that were in Bulgaria. So I guess it's very popular for Germans just to go to Bulgaria. No judgment, wouldn't know, but yeah, so they did, and they got into a disagreement over their preferred soccer teams, right?
Which were?
I'll get to that. So Lars was a Werder Bremen supporter, which is a professional team in the Bundesliga, right? And he was getting into it with fans of Bayern Munich. Like, they win the Bundesliga every year. Like, they're if you look at the German national team, 90% of them are Bayern Munich fans. Like, they buy all the good German players all the time. No disrespect, but that's just what they do, and they win the league every year. This past year was the closest they've ever gotten, and they still won the league. Like, anyway, so they're talking shit at the game, or at the bar, and so then he parted with his friends after leaving the bar, and he disappeared for the rest of the night. Lars turned up at the resort the following morning when they were supposed to leave, and he told his friends he was beaten up by 4 of the people there, 4 of the guys that he got in a disagreement with. He actually suffered a ruptured eardrum and an injured jaw. That was what was reported. So I think obviously concussion
I missed that
at minimum. If you get a broken jaw and a ruptured eardrum, you got smacked in the head. I'm coming from someone who's had 8 myself. He probably had at least a minor concussion as well. That's a lot of in this area of your face. You know what I mean? You gotta rattle your brain a little bit, right? So he went and saw a doctor who prescribed him cefprozil, an antibiotic, and advised him not to fly home at that time where he was about to leave. He's like, you're messed up because of a ruptured eardrum. Once you go into a plane, the air pressure is different. It's different. And it could really mess up a lot more things going on. So his friends wanted to stay with him, but he insisted he was fine. Don't worry, I'll go home. I'll go home the next day. So he checked out a resort at the same time as his friends, and then checked into a cheap hotel close to the airport. And that's kind of when the paranoia started setting in for him. While at the hotel, Lars called his mom, and he whispered to her that there were people trying to kill him, which I'm sure was great for his mom's psyche at that time. After he got his ass kicked, and she told him that she should cancel his credit cards, which she did. So the closed circuit television security cameras at the hotel recorded him pacing up and down the halls, looking out the windows, and he actually hid in the elevator for a good amount of time, which, not judging Lars, would seem like the obvious way for people to come and get you would be the elevator. I don't know why you would hide there. That's where everyone goes, but it's fine. So at 1 a.m. he left the hotel, and then he returned an hour later. No one has any idea what happened during that time. In the morning, he called his mom again, telling her that the people were pursuing him, and they were getting even closer than they were last night. Lars was last seen. He then went to the airport, and he was last seen at the Varna airport on July 8th, 2014, the day he was supposed to fly home the second time. Texted his mom that he arrived at the airport, and then he went to consult the airport doctor before he got on his flight to make sure that his ear and stuff was okay, which is crazy. It makes sense that there'd be an airport doctor. I just don't ever hear. What do you do? I'm a doctor. Where? At the airport. Like, I never I guess, honestly, I don't know that many doctors, to be honest with you. So if you're out there, shout out. We need you. Airport doctor. Pilot doctor. So he went to consult the airport doctor, Dr. Kostov. Who, the doctor would describe his behavior as nervous and erratic. And according to the doctor, he told Lars that he was fine and could return home because his ear was fine enough after the antibiotics. So Lars did not leave his office, and he expressed doubt about the medication he was taking. Conveniently, at that time, a construction worker enters the doctor's office.
Okay.
Because the airport was going through renovation.
Like a bad joke.
Yeah. A doctor and a construction worker walking through an office.
The airport doctor, construction worker, and a man with a concussion.
The airport was going through renovation at the time, and when the construction worker entered the office, he said that Lars began to tremble and yelled, "I don't want to die here. I have to get out." And then he ran out of the doctor's office in the airport, right? Airport security caught him jogging away from the airport. He then sprinted, left all of his luggage, by the way, because he was just about to get on the plane. He just bolted out, ran out of the airport, climbed a fence, ran into a meadow, sprinting off camera in the direction of the forest.
Kind of like how I got here.
And he was never seen again. It's the last everyone had ever seen of him. Was leaving that
airport.
Yeah, and left his luggage or whatever. So here's kind of the, maybe this is what happened, right? So Lars's mother, alongside other Bulgarian and German doctors, suspected that his behavior was the result of a rare side effect from the antibiotic he was prescribed. From cefprozil, it is a cephalosporin, which has been known to induce psychotic effects, including hallucinations and paranoia. I think that's had something to do with it. Obviously, I think concussion worthy had something to do with it too, rattling the brain and having that. But according to the airport doctor, he didn't take his medication. He that's the next show on CBS, Airport Doctor. Coming prime time. But according to the doctor, he didn't take his medication. He didn't even fill out his prescription. Like, he never took it anywhere to.
The airport doctor?
No, like Lars.
No.
Lars.
Oh, okay.
He got it, but he never turned it in, so it never got brought back up. Obviously, there's no history of mental illness. Lars' mother hired a private investigator. He checked the hospital records for patients without identification. He found nothing. Lars had experience in hunting, fishing, and trapping, so there are theories that he survived out in the woods just by himself for however long. I'm not going to say that he's dead, but he could have just had a psychotic episode and decided to be a mountain man just in the woods. Everything's, his mother still believes that he's alive, but probably lost his memory. There's a truck driver that thought he saw Lars hitchhiking in Varna about a year later. Multiple reported sightings of him in several other countries because, Europe is that big, so you can go to any country in a matter of hours on a train or whatever if you want. Like, it's not that easy. A German truck driver in 2019 gave a hitchhiker a ride from Dresden to Schildau in Oberhavel, Brandenburg. Wow. That's rough, Germany. You gotta. There's a lot of things you needed to clean up, and I'm glad you took care of those things first. But these names, however, you gotta shorten that up. Oh, I knocked. I'm so sorry. That was my bad. Stop. We got dogs here. That's great for the audio. That is all my fault. Hope that's good for the audio. Yep. That's
Pause it.
Sorry about that. The dogs have stopped barking. I poured myself another non-commercialized alcoholic spud beverage, so we're good. So back to it. So the German truck driver in 2019 gave someone a ride. I'm not pronouncing those German words again, so because for all I know, that's why they started barking. They're just not German fans. Don't want to. Causation is not correlation, I understand, but why risk it? So after that, the man said he resembled an older version of Lars, but only became aware of the case later, after he already drove the person. So we obviously don't know. He could have just wanted to, anyways, doesn't matter. So the driver said that the man had long hair and a beard and had prominent cheekbones and very tired eyes, which sounds like every hitchhiker you would ever pick up. So
Like me.
yeah, the prominent beard primarily. Obviously the case remains unsolved. He's listed as 5'11", tall with dark blonde hair. He has a scar on his left forearm. So I actually printed out a picture of him. This is obviously what he looked like and what he could potentially look like now. So we'll obviously attach these pictures
to our Instagram.
Yep, gotta love that wind. And there we go. So yeah, I mean, it's a crazy case. Not a lot of information like most of the things. And what blew me away about it all was that he just and there's videos of the security tapes that you can actually like watch and go look on YouTube.
We can link them to our YouTube. Our Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah, we'll link that as well. But like, you literally see him just like jogging out of the airport, but then he just books it, and you see him hop a fence, and he just goes into the woods, like he's just gone, like and that's the last. And I love that he just ran out. I don't love that he ran out. Hold on, I just find it fascinating. You when you see missing persons cases, it's not usually of their own just like Forrest run moment. It's just so bizarre, and they've never found any body parts or any. I thought it was fascinating.
That's so specific.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, they never found it. They just don't.
Parts.
Yeah, nothing. They never found anything about him. So I just thought it was wild. I'm glad you were paying so closely attention that you could add on to my story. So that's great, instead of reading your own. So
I paid attention.
What was his name?
It was
cool. So let's go to our next story.
Hard to pronounce.
First name?
Yes.
What's hard?
Yes.
Rhymes with the planet.
Mars.
That's the planet. What does it rhyme with?
Mars.
Yep. Okay, doesn't rhyme. You just took off a letter. So anyway, I'm gonna fully pay attention to yours. So this should be fun. Yeah, you couldn't even.
Got the concussions.
Couldn't even remember Lars.
Got the concussions.
And that's why no one has found him. It's people like you that haven't found him.
Wow. Maybe my guy needs some attention too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was wild.
Yay, commentary.
Do you have your own personal favorite?
No, I hope he's still alive. I want him to live off in the woods by himself forever, and I want him to be alive. That's it. I don't want him dead, and I want him to be a mountain man. That's it. I hope he just literally had a come to Jesus moment, or Allah, whatever, and just he's like, who needs a plane? And just that's what I want. That's what I want more. And he's just eating German squirrels. I don't know if you have squirrel. No, he used to be in Bulgaria still. Bulgarian squirrel. I don't know. I like eating whatever's in the Bulgarian. I don't know.
Squirrels.
I don't know if they have squirrels there. I did not research that.
The squirrels.
If you live by yourself in the woods, you're eating a squirrel every now and then. And it's got to be at least part of the week's diet. I'm not gonna get full off of it like a squirrel appetizer.
The squirrel appetizer. Okay.
Yeah.
The squirrels are.
I don't know. I mean, you hope you get a deer, but like it's probably easier to kill a squirrel than a deer.
Deer?
Yeah, they're called Bulgarian. Yeah, that's it. Glad you enjoyed it.
I did.
Hope our listeners do it more.
They will.
Mm-hmm.
All four of them.
Couldn't even get one here, so I'll take the 4. Fuck.
have to put me out like that.
What?
I was.
You gave me nothing.
You were talking. I was giggling.
You were reading. Oh, it's fun. It's fun. It's totally okay. We're back at it. We just lost a viewer. Down to 3.
Lars's family.
Oh.
Lost Lars, and we lost them.
We didn't lose anything except the viewer. But Lars was gone before us.
Alright.
Find you.
July 12, 2014.
Oh, it's about my time. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you talk about Lars right after, if you go into a more in-depth of this same story, I'm going to be so upset.
It was actually not about a team like you think it was. There was no fight. It was actually a mugging. I'm just full of shit.
Because we don't talk about...
Yeah. Your guy was July 8th. My guy was July 12th. And he didn't even go missing that day. That's just when my story started.
Okay, I was about... Because, like, we never talk about our topics to each other before, and I'm always scared we're going to do the same
We're never
person. That's what she says when I have this video. So as soon as you said July 12th, I'm like... It's happening. It's happening. We got nothing. We got nothing.
Oh, my cousin went missing in like the 90s. I could have just pulled that out of my ass.
Oh my god.
Goyo, if you're out there, call us.
What a horrible plug. He's out there and watching this podcast.
Goyo, please.
Send us a like.
Like and subscribe. My mom is so worried. I didn't get to meet you because you like went missing before you got here. So if you know anyone that goes by Goyo by the border,
Goyo by
the border.
Which border?
Obviously not the Canadian one. By the Mexican border. By my cousin. Hashtag by Goyo.
Isn't that like a bean company? Like, doesn't
That's
Goyo
Goya.
make... Oh, sorry.
I actually have a missing cousin.
I'm not saying you don't. I was like, what if he started the company? It was all I was getting at.
He did not. He absolutely did not. He's fucking missing.
Yeah, because he left y'all asses behind and started a corporation.
No, we were here. He was coming to us.
Found his calling.
If he did, if there's any unidentified skeletons from the 90s, please call me.
Not all of them. Hold on, there's probably a lot, so we don't want calls.
If they're named Goyo, because obviously
he's got a name tag.
If they're male, because
right.
that was the gender he was going by back then.
Right. We don't care about the females. So.
We don't care about the girls, just like nobody else cares about the girls. All right, July 12th, 2014. What?
No, you're fine.
Needed to clear my throat.
No, you're good. See, this is the rapport I could have used in my story, but it's fine.
I was letting you speak.
Yeah.
Here's my Spud beverage, bubbly. So, my guy that went missing is Noah Davis.
Oh, okay. Okay. I called that during our pre-show, but that's fine.
So Noah Davis was released from jail July 12, 2014. So he had served some time for a 10-year-old charge. So he had a drug charge from 10 years prior to that. They got him, put him in jail for a little bit, and he got released. So during those 10 years, he had actually gotten clean and gotten his life together.
So the charge was drugs? Is that
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, it was drugs.
Because when you said 10-year-old crime, I was thinking like...
A child.
Trip some guy on the playground. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Took somebody's swing.
Right. Bastard. Walkabuck.
Okay, so he had been clean those 10 years from that 10-year-old drug charge. So when he got out, because of that old drug charge, he was expected to go to rehab July 22nd. So July 12th, so 10 days after he got out, he was expected to go to rehab. And... okay, so during those 10 days, his older brother Joshua was worried about him because he's like, all right, what if he comes out, doesn't stay clean, and has all this free time and gets in trouble again? The same day Noah was released was actually the same day Joshua got full custody of his daughter. Joshua, baby mama, crazy. Joshua, Noah's older brother. That's what we're at. So the same day that Joshua got custody of his daughter, his brother gets released, was unexpected, but he and his mom, Joshua, his mom, lived together. They were happy to have Noah home. So by then, Noah, during that time that Noah was home, Noah and Kaylee, Joshua's daughter, had become really close and had a good relationship. Everybody knew Noah as someone who had the best smile, would give the best energy, and had the best laughter. Just like my people in the back right here. I just let it out. Let it out. For Noah.
I mean, he's already missing. You don't got his shit on just because you don't think he has a good smile. Alright.
So, July 27, 2014, according to Kendra Wiley, Noah Davis, and his homegirl Courtney, left to Walmart and went to their uncle's house on foot. Kendra, Courtney, and Halfley and Bobby BJ Rogers have stated that that is where Noah. So basically, these people got together, went to Walmart on foot, and then said Noah just went into the woods and was never seen again.
Do you know Lars? Y'all get along.
The Bulgarian.
Yes.
This was not the Bulgarian forest.
Come to Walmart. We'll kill deer.
So I want and squirrels.
Squirrels.
So the way Joshua's custody battle is entitled in this is that I guess Josh's baby mama had some ties to the local police department. So Joshua gets full custody. A couple days after that, he gets pulled over by this cop named Tom Evans. While Tom Evans pulled him over, he told Josh, hey, your license suspended. And he gets arrested and taken to jail. Joshua spends 5 days in jail because there was no judge available, I guess, to post bail or do anything. And during Joshua's arrest, he calls Noah from jail, tells him, hey, come pick up my things and come pick up my car and just take it home and I'll call you when I get out.
Is this pre-Woods?
Yes.
Post-Woods.
This
Okay.
is pre-Woods.
Okay.
Yeah, pre-Woods.
Cell service is immaculate in the woods. It's yeah.
Come get my stuff.
Got a cave.
Okay, so after the 5 days, Joshua gets out and he's expecting Noah to pick him up in Joshua's truck. Joshua gets out. Joshua's uncle comes and picks him up. Joshua's like, hey, where's Noah? I thought he was going to pick me up. And he's like, oh, no one's seen Noah in a couple days. Yeah. Like, alright.
Nowhere to be seen. Right?
Okay. Okay, so Joshua gets home, kisses his daughter, and starts asking around. Anyone see Noah? So when Noah had got out, he actually stopped being friends with, he actually had not been friends with anyone that was doing drugs with him back in the day. He basically got out and stayed friends with people that he went to the gym with, and he was working on his body and being healthy and all of that.
Good for him. We'll help in the woods.
We'll help in the woods. So Joshua calls Noah's gym friend. Have you seen Noah? And I have a note right here on the side that says Noah came out swole from jail, so I just wanted to put that out there. He was swole.
You gotta take on a bear.
In the forest. So he calls his gym friend. He's like, no, I haven't seen Noah. So at first, Josh is like, maybe Noah took my car somewhere. He'll come back in a couple of days, hopefully. Sober and clean, because he had been for 10 years. So after 2 days of being home, Noah never came home. Joshua starts getting worried. Joshua's like, I need to report my vehicle stolen, but not get Joshua in trouble. So he's like, if they find my truck, they're gonna find Noah. So he ends up filing a police report. So he calls the police comes to their house, and he says, hey, my car got stolen, but I don't think my brother did it. I think my brother took it somewhere and someone stole it, because he doesn't want to get his brother in trouble. The police were like, all right. They put out something called, in that area, a bolo report, be on the lookout, to look for the truck. So they're treating it as a stolen car, not a missing person.
Right.
Okay. After doing that, a couple days later, they call Josh, and they tell him that they found his truck in the America's Best in Tennessee. So Josh and Noah and his mom and his daughter.
Eyeglasses place?
No, it's a hotel.
Oh, okay.
A motel. It's a motel.
Okay.
They come through. Or sorry, you distracted me with that. I lost my train of thought. They call him, we found your truck, we found it at this raggedy hotel, the America's Best. So Josh, Noah, his mom, and Josh's daughter lived in Georgia. And they found the car in Tennessee, but it's only 50 minutes away, so it's close to the state border. They're like, come get your car, we found it. So Josh goes to the America's Best, sees his truck, and he's talking to the police, and he's like, oh, y'all just left my truck out there? Y'all didn't process it as a crime scene or anything? Look for my brother? And they're like, well, no, it's not a crime scene. Your car was stolen. Here it is. That's it.
You got the keys?
I'm getting
tow
there.
this back.
Yeah. So Josh goes, gets his truck. When he gets there, the windows are rolled down. The car was unlocked. So he had tools in there. He had a nice jacket, jumper cables, like a bunch of like valuable things in there that he's like, these should have been stolen. If someone stole the car, they would have stolen these. So he goes around, starts asking around to some hotel guests, and said like, when did you see my truck get parked here? They told him the truck had been there about a day and a half. He asked them, does anyone know how the truck got here? And he even asked employees there, and they're like, no, we don't. Someone just dropped it off. Joshua goes to the hotel office, and he asks them, hey, do y'all have any cameras? Do y'all see who left my car here or anything? They're like, yeah, we have cameras, just not pointing that direction. He's like, all right.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and the cameras that apparently were pointing that direction, I guess we're not recording.
Epstein cameras.
Epstein cameras.
Get them on Amazon.
He said that the only thing that was found in his truck that was, I guess, not his, was a bottle of spilled medication. In the medication bottle, illegally bought, we're gonna assume. He found his laptop still in there, some keepsake items, but he never found the keys to his truck. Those were not found. So he goes and talks to the manager, and he was like, do you know how my truck got here? Do you know anything about the truck? It's been here a day and a half. And he's like, oh yeah, some guy with broken English came, told me the car wasn't working, he's gonna be there a couple days and left. He's like, all right. So he checks out his car. Truck's not broken or anything. It just has a dead battery. So again, he's like, he's telling the police all that, and the police does not take it as evidence or as a crime scene or as a missing or anything. So he's saying that he thinks that the police is not taking his brother's case seriously because he was an ex-addict and he just got out of jail for a drug charge, but he had been clean for a long time. Noah was actually Joshua's half-brother, and Noah's dad was never involved in his life, ever. So Joshua took over that role of being a father figure.
See, if the whole, like, if they're going for the whole, like, oh, he's a drug addict thing, he would have, like, sold the laptop, he would have sold the tool, anything to get a fucking, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Sketchy.
And to Noah's credit as well, he didn't even go 2 days not talking to his mom. So after he sobered up, he got extremely closer to his mom. He always talked to her because she had a lot of health problems. So he always made sure to have time to make time to call her and talk to her and check up on her. and then came and lived with her and Josh and Josh's daughter. So, Josh goes missing. Noah goes missing, and the police never takes it seriously. So during this era, Josh is going around asking questions. Do you know anything about my brother? Has anyone heard anything about my brother? And he said that a lot of people came up to him and say, I know something about your brother, but I can't give you this information. Or I know something about your brother, and sometime after they were killed in their town, in their area. A year after Noah goes missing, Josh was still not informed with any updates from the police. He's still trying to file him as a missing person. The police is still not taking his case seriously. He's telling him like, hey, these people are coming up to me and telling me that they know something happened with my brother, but they can't tell me, and then they're turning up dead. So after going to the police over and over and over, finally he was emailed a year after of Noah's disappearance, and they're like, all right, we're gonna file
a year. A year?
A year. Oh wait, a year. We're gonna file him as a fugitive because he didn't make it to his court-mandated rehab, not as a missing person.
Right. Now it's a problem.
Because yes. So a couple months before Noah went missing, one of Noah's friends died in a mysterious way, and a month after Noah went missing, the girl he was seeing had died in a mysterious fire. So there's weird stuff going on here. The person who discovered Noah's friend that died a couple months before Noah went missing found Noah's friend in a shed inside. So Noah's friend had killed himself inside a shed, but the shed was locked from the outside.
Dedication.
Yeah, so he went in there, hung himself, and somehow the shed was locked outside Noah's friend. And the guy that found him...
Ace Ventura, what we were talking about earlier.
And the guy that found Noah's friends that hung himself in the mysterious locked shed is someone that we're calling Steve. Because he's not a suspect. I don't know his name, or I would probably put him out there. But we're calling him Steve, because he's innocent until proven. So Steve was like, yeah, I totally found this guy here hung in this shed that's locked from the outside. So during this time when Noah got out, he started asking questions. He's like, what do y'all know about Steve and my friend? This is kind of freaking weird. And then shortly after, of course, Noah goes missing. Noah's friend's death was ruled a suicide. And then Noah's girlfriend, who died in the mysterious fire, was also her death was ruled as an accident. So I think it's weird. Someone dies by suicide, but they die inside a shed. The shed's locked from the outside. Noah goes missing, and then the girl Noah was dating dies in a mysterious fire. And they all have this Steve guy in common.
They're upset by this case too.
We're back.
Dogs were just as upset as we are.
Bitches be tripping.
Bitches be tripping.
Okay, so Noah's friends, sus suicide, Noah's disappearance, girl Noah was dating, mysterious death, were all ruled unrelated. But homeboy Steve was involved in all of that. Like, he had just happened to be involved with each one of these people. And that's something that Josh has brought up to the police, and they haven't done shit about it. One of the last letters that Josh got from Noah was Noah saying that he appreciated all that Joshua had done for him. There was nothing ever indicated that Noah wasn't happy, Noah wanted to leave, Noah wanted to disappear, nothing like that. The way his family speaks about him is that Noah was happy to be home with his brother and with his mom and his niece. So, Cantusa County Sheriff's Office has not made any movements to investigate Noah's disappearance. The district between them and Joshua, the distrust between him and Joshua came to the point where Joshua felt the need to record any and all conversations with him. The Cantusa Sheriff's Department office called Joshua a year and a half after his disappearance to let him know that he and his mother, he asked them, are you and his mom going to be home the next afternoon to gather DNA for them and discuss the case? The next day, the Cantusa Sheriff's Office people came. They spoke to Joshua and his mom, and Joshua and his mom are expecting an update on Noah's disappearance when the officers that came over actually came over to bitch to Joshua about some Facebook posts that Joshua had put. So Joshua, ever since Noah went missing, has been really active on social media, talking about his brother being missing, wanting people to give him answers, and emailing back and forth with the sheriff's department. The sheriff's department basically is trying to sweep this under the rug. They're trying to treat him like someone that didn't matter, like a human that's not missing. And of course that upset Joshua. So Joshua posted his complaints on Facebook about the sheriff's office. So the sheriff, a year and a half after Noah goes missing, they come over to tell him, hey, like, what's the beef on Facebook, instead of giving him an update about his missing brother.
And so a year after,
a year and a half after.
Right, but a year after, it was just because he missed his parole rehab thing.
Yeah.
And so 6 months after that, like, hey man, that Facebook post is kind of messed up, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, I don't have it in my notes, that sheriff's department has like a live, like a live show that they do on Facebook every Thursday, where people call, like they update like the people over the area on crimes, and people can call and ask questions. And if I remember right, they only talked about Noah as a fugitive, not as a missing person. And then when Josh and their mom calls, they don't want to acknowledge this case on their little Facebook feed. So a lot of Joshua's frustration with the police department has been from the very beginning. When Noah went missing, they had Noah listed as 2 different eye collars, and that's not correct. Joshua told them multiple times to contact this Steve guy that's been involved with all of this shady shit, and the police is telling Josh, oh, we can't get a hold of Steve. The sheriff, there it goes. The sheriff has weekly live shows where they can call in with their issues, and Joshua and their mother would call in, and they were always dismissed, and Noah was never mentioned. Because of the lack of attention, Joshua has taken to the streets to conduct his own investigating on his brother's disappearance. He has heard stories from Noah being run over on accident or on purpose. Noah might have accidentally falling out of a moving vehicle or purposely been thrown out. Some of the stories said that Noah was injected with Drano. Nobody knows if this is true.
Jesus.
Yes.
That went a lot of play. Okay. So specific.
And there's rumors that the woman that was involved with Noah might have been the one that did it because he trusted her. And this woman that might have injected him with Drano has close relations to, again, Shady Boy Steve.
Just hit by a car, either accident or on purpose,
or thrown out of a car,
or Drano. I just don't. That's. I don't mean to laugh. No, I'm so sorry. And family, I'm so
Josh,
sorry.
Yes.
And Josh, very sorry, but that's so absurd. I'm very sorry.
It is absurd. Yes. So, like I said, Josh is doing his own investigation on the ground. He has been trying to follow up on rumors, trying to find the woman that may have been part of Noah's disappearance, trying to get with Steve, trying to get any information. And he, like the people that when he finally gets to someone that has information, they turn up dead. I don't know what's going on. When Noah signed up for Josh's belongings, remember, Josh was in jail for a bullshit expired license thing. Noah came, signed for his belongings. So when Noah picked up Josh's belongings from the jail, Noah had Joshua's phone. So the way Joshua was able to track Noah's last movements is by tracking his phone. And the last place that his phone was active was at that America's Best Value, where the truck was found. October 18, 2019, human remains were discovered in an undeveloped remote area in Battlefield Parkway by a coyote hunter. Investigators sent the remains to North Texas State University Anthropology Department for DNA analysis. So they found these remains in 2019. They were not confirmed to be Noah's until June 9th, 2021.
So it was his?
Yeah, it was his. The Cantusa County Sheriff's Office said that the remains in the location where they were recovered didn't provide any evidence of the cause of death. And this is a case that stuck with me for a long time, and I've been following for a long time. So I actually reached out to Josh, and I corresponded with him back and forth, and he gave me all the information that I'm talking about today in this podcast, and he actually still has. I asked him if there was anything we could do, and he has a GoFundMe trying to raise money to raise awareness to still try to bring his brother's murder to justice, because there's no way this was an accident. There's too much going on, and Weirdo Steve has something to do with it. So I'm gonna link the pictures. I'm gonna link Joshua's Facebook page where Noah's missing, and I'm gonna link his GoFundMe too. So if anybody watching can donate to him and help him out, that would be great. And if you can also email to the Canton-Noosa Sheriff's Department and ask about Noah's case, because again, they're just not doing anything about it and just trying to sweep it under the rug.
I was saying, what evidence can they do after a year and a half? You know, or like, you know what I mean? Like even from when they found the car at America's Best. I mean, what? No evidence gathered there. I was gonna say, like, well, so there's nothing they can even try to.
So you would think with all these tips from that Steve guy, they would at least go talk to him, but it seems like they haven't even talked to the Steve guy.
That's crazy. It's a fucking bummer that he. Well, I'm glad he at least was found. I will say that, you know, like there is, you know, Joshua isn't just hoping to be found, you know, like it's like this never-ending search. It is very sad how it ended up, and I'm very sad
is that
about that.
That his mom passed away before Noah's remains were found.
Mm-hmm.
His mom was very involved in this case. His brother is still incredibly involved in this case, and he wants awareness spread. And again, if you could, I'll link the GoFundMe, I'll link his missing page that he has on Facebook. If you could support him, if you can share the story, and if anyone knows anything about Noah's disappearance, if you could reach out to Joshua Wright. Again, I'll link his page and all his information to it, and just help him out, because all of this seems super fucking sketchy to me, and I don't understand why it's not being taken seriously. Just because someone was an addict or is an addict doesn't mean they don't deserve justice or to be looked for or to not be found or any of that. I think the police is being ridiculous, and I don't know what they're doing. And if they're still having that Thursday live Facebook show, we should hit that up too.
Absolutely, yeah. Like she said, we'll link all of the pictures, all the links, everything. You can follow it with us. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching and joining us. You can follow us at Conspirial on TikTok, Conspirial _podcast on Instagram, Conspirial podcast on YouTube. You can email us at conspirial@gmail.com. That's CONSPIRIAL, Conspirial. Thank you so much. I know we took a long break before uploading this one, so thank you for being patient. We're going to be more active. We got a new spot, as you can see. We'll be doing this more regularly, and thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned for Alleged Confessions. Thank you so much.
And you can follow me at Anna Dez on Instagram, and on TikTok you can follow me at King Dez, D-E-Z, King Dez. I'm spelling it out. 3434. So King Dez 3434 on TikTok. And again, I just want to say, if you know anything about Noah's disappearance, reach out to Josh. I had the pleasure of corresponding with him back and forth. He's an awesome guy. He's super involved. Please help him out, and let's please try to find justice for Noah.
And Lars.
Find Lars.
Find Lars.
2023.
He's still in Bulgaria, probably.
In the forest.
The forest.